Whew, hello, hello, hello. How's everyone out there? Yeah, all right. Another edition, episode 6 of the Lesson Flow Sports Show. It's kind of a somber day today. My partner Les will not be with us today. Sad to say. Um, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing this, but apparently his dad is in the hospital, and things aren't looking good for his dad. I don't know how serious, but I know that it's not. Things are not looking well for him. So. If you see this, if you're watching it now, or if you see it on the live, or if you see it in the repeat or whatever, just please be with. Send your if you're a praying person, spiritual, please pray for Les's dad and his family. And uh, I feel bad. To be honest, I was going to cancel the show because I know what that's like to for your dad, to be going through some things health wise, and so Les told me we had to go on. The show must go on. He said, "Don't do it. Just go through with it, and you got to keep going." And so this is I'm only doing this because my partner Les said you got to keep it going. To be honest, it's been a rough week for me as well. And so, but this show is gonna be dedicated to Les's dad, and I pray everything goes well. I pray for him and his family, and I hope you guys send us your same prayers and thoughts out to Les and his dad. Uh, because he won't, Les won't be here today. But I'm going to have a partner, Canteen, come fill in. He'll be in a little later. But like I said, right now, kind of somber because of Les's dad, and his health situation, and I, yeah, like I said, it's been a rough week, and Les told me to keep going, so I'm going to keep going. So we'll get started. But just a quick moment of silence for Les and his dad. I pray that Les's dad is going to be all right, and I pray for him and his family. Just a few seconds of silence for him and his family. And if you're a praying person, please pray for Les's dad. All right. So Lesson Flow Sports Show without my brother Les. Prayers go out to him and his dad. Um, yeah, it's a rough time, but we're gonna do it. Like I said, Les can't be here because of his dad is very ill, and so we're gonna keep this show going. I didn't get to do a sound check, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Um, and we're gonna keep this show going. We're gonna let's see if I got this. Okay. All right. Gonna keep this going. A couple of you out there. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about. We're gonna talk about the Lakers. Even though Les is my bro, I'm still glad the Lakers are out. LeBron's out. Sorry to say, they're done. And I told Les. I don't know if you guys saw the last show, but I told him in the last show that if Chris Paul plays, they're going to win. Chris Paul, I mean, it's his leadership, his presence, being in the game, being kind of a coach on the court. I knew that if Chris Paul was going to play, they'd have a really good chance to win. I still thought maybe the Lakers could pull it out, but once Anthony Davis went down, I knew that the Lakers are going to be done. So part of what's going on is we have some people are talking about LeBron's legacy. Does this hurt for LeBron's legacy? Is this a bad thing for LeBron and his legacy? Like I said, I'm not a big fan of LeBron, but I mean, he is a great player. I still consider him probably my top 5 at least, no lower than that. I haven't really thought about it, as far as where I put him. But I think it puts a small dent in his legacy, but I don't think overall it's going to really drop LeBron's legacy at all. I don't think it's really going to hurt him that big a deal. I mean, as far as where LeBron's going to land at the end of his career when he decides to hang up the sneakers and quit playing, I don't think this is going to really hurt him at all. I think that LeBron's legacy is pretty much set. If he went out there and won one, I mean, if he won 2 more championships for sure, that would change his legacy for the positive. But as far as his legacy, if he goes out there and wins one more, I think his legacy bumps up a little bit, and then probably this first round exit from the playoffs is probably negated and no one really thinks about this one if he comes back next year and goes to the finals and wins it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think LeBron's gonna have to go ahead. I think he's gonna have to find himself another superstar because I don't think Anthony Davis is the answer. I mean, he would be the answer if he could stay healthy. Anthony Davis could be the answer if he could stay healthy, but Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the court. I mean, he's just always getting hurt. And so a couple of fun posts. G Gladden put out a post about something about, I don't know where he got it. I don't know if it was his originally, but I saw it on Facebook, and it was Anthony Davis dressed as Mr. Glass. If y'all have seen that show, if I've seen that movie, I think it was Unbreakable or something like that with Bruce Willis. But he had him dressed up as Mr. Glass, which makes a lot of sense because Anthony Davis, he just he can't stay healthy. If he could stay healthy, I would give the Lakers a strong chance next year. I'd give them a really strong chance to win the West next year, but we just can't depend on him. So I don't know what the Lakers are going to do. You guys can comment, what the Lakers can do to improve their chances next year, because LeBron's going to need that second superstar. He's going to need that second superstar if they want to make a run, because Anthony Davis apparently is not it. He's not it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs, where we are right now. Less Than Flow Sports Show. I'm here by myself. My brother Les is there with his dad in the hospital, so please continue to pray for him and his dad. But hopefully my partner, I had a guest coming on, Canteen, from last week, and he may be on here in a few minutes, so hopefully when he comes on, I'll bring him in. And we'll talk a little bit NBA playoffs and see where we'll go from there. Like I said, the only reason I'm continuing this on is because my partner Les said you got to keep going. So I'm doing this for him, dedicated to his dad, this show to his dad. So, all right, so let's get into the NBA playoffs. What's happened so far? Kind of a summary of what's happened so far in the NBA playoffs. Hopefully you guys have been watching this. We have the only playoffs in the first round still going is, looks like, the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers. Philadelphia closed out Washington. Kind of impressive, because Embiid was out, so that's pretty impressive that Philadelphia's able to win that game. Steph Curry had a big game against the Wizards, and that's really what helped them get over and close that series out. Good thing for the 76ers that they were up 3-1 before Embiid got hurt, and so Washington has moved. The Philadelphia 76ers have moved on. The Atlanta Hawks have moved on and put away the New York Knicks. On Wednesday. Impressive win by the Hawks. I think the Hawks are a team that may be a threat in the next round. They put away the Knicks on the second, and then of course Utah also put away Memphis, which I called it. My brother, my bro Les, Mr. Les, he was saying that Memphis is going to win that series. I was like, no, Utah's going to take that series. Utah will take that series against Memphis. He said that Memphis will win in 7. I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. And apparently I was right. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to brag too much because it's hard for me because my brother Les is suffering right now. But, it's hard to brag him a little too much. It's hard to get on him, trash talk too much. But, and I told him that the Clippers were going to come back. They were down 2-0. I think last time we talked, the Clippers were down 2-0, and they lost 2 home games, which, to be honest, they didn't look good. But I told them last week that the Clippers were going to come back in this series and win it in 7, and right now my prediction looks pretty good. The only problem is the Clippers have not played well at home. They have not played well in the Staples. There's a lot of people who have talked about getting out of Staples and getting their own arena to play in, and I think that's a smart thing. You're playing in the same place the Lakers are. I don't know if that's a bad omen or whatever that they haven't played well, but they have not played well in Staples. So, it's going to take a while. Even if they got a new arena, it'd take them a few years to really move into a new one, unless they got an arena that's already just kind of, got an arena that's already built and just redid it and, refurbished it or whatever. But yeah, the Clippers have not played well at home. Doncic has gone off on the Clippers when they've played. Kawhi Leonard had a outstanding game. I mean, they looked all down and out, and Kawhi Leonard took over. He took over that game, and I think he had 45 points or something like that. Kawhi Leonard. Doncic added 29 points, but we're going to a game 7, Clippers in Dallas, like I predicted. When they were down 2-0, I was like, nope, the Clippers are going to come back because the Dallas Mavericks do not have a great supporting cast. They don't. I mean, Hardaway's been playing well for the Clippers. Porzingis has added a little bit. I think my only concern, maybe not necessarily Doncic, because I think he's going to get his points a little bit. I think they do need to keep him down a little, keep him down in the high 20s, maybe the low 30s as far as scoring. And Boba Marjanovic, in the last game, he was a problem for them. He was a problem for the Clippers. When he was in there, they almost had no answer for him because he was able to post up pretty much anybody. He's so tall and long. He got a lot of good rebounds, a lot of offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. So Boba would, if they leave Boba in and he can stay out of foul trouble, that series is in question. That's the only thing that I've seen that if the Clippers have to deal with Boba, or they have to find an answer if the Mavericks decide to play Boba for most of the game, because Boba was an issue for them the last game. It seemed like they couldn't stop him. I mean, he's just so tall and long, and he's got long arms, big hands, and then the ball looks like a little tennis ball in his hand. I mean, his hands are so huge. And so, yeah, Boba will be a problem for them in the next game, especially if Doncic goes off. But I'm gonna go with that the Clippers are gonna end up pulling that off. I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard is gonna come back and score another 40-something points. He's gonna have to. I think Kawhi Leonard is gonna have to score another 40 points, 40-something point game, and Paul George is gonna have to go and put in a good game. Paul George is gonna have to go in there and really play well. I don't know what he had this last time. I think he had 20-something points, 21 points or something like that. But I'd have to look at the game. Let me see. Look at the game tracker here. Let's see here. So Paul George had 20 points. I think Paul George is going to have to come in with a 26-point game, 28-point game for the Clippers to win that game. So, but I'm going to say the Clippers pull it out. They win in Game 7, and they move on to the next round of the playoffs. So this is Les and Flo Sports Show. I'm here by myself. My partner Les is out with his dad in the hospital. So send your prayers up to him and his dad, and hopefully he'll be okay. But Les told me to keep going, so I'm going to keep going with the show. Episode 6 of the Les and Flo Sports Show. We're still thinking about changing it to The Bottom Line. Let us know what you think about that, The Bottom Line with Les and Flo. Maybe our new name, but we're not sure yet. We're at episode 6. But anyway, like I said, keep Les and his dad in your prayers, please, for me. If you're a praying person. I'm waiting on my other partner, Canteen. He was on with us last week, and hopefully he'll come on here in a few minutes. He said he was running late. So maybe he'll jump on. If he jumps on, we'll pull him in. If not, we might have an abbreviated show, but we're going to do our show today. We're going to do our thing. Because, like I said, this is dedicated to Les's dad, who's going through some health issues right now. And so I'm going to keep this going for him and dedicate this show to Les's dad today. So, okay, let's see. We'll just go to the NBA playoffs. We'll go through what we're looking at as far as the East and the West. Let's see. So we're going to let's see who's coming up first. We'll just go by what we got on the schedule. So today, Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn play. So that series right there, that's going to be a tough series. I don't know. Milwaukee, you got Antetokounmpo, who gets you 23 points a game. Chris Middleton will get you 21 points a game. Forbes has been playing well. He's been averaging 15 points a game. Holiday's a solid player. He gives you about 10 assists as well. And Lopez gives you 15 points. He's been giving you 15 points as well as Holiday. He's been giving you 15. So they got a good balance of scoring with the Bucks. And with the Brooklyn, KD's leading in scoring with 32 points. Harden's had 27, and Kyrie has 24 points per game. So they're all playing well. Kyrie had a bad game in Boston, one bad game, but they've all been playing well. Harden's been averaging 10 assists. That's really, really, really good. So as long as they can make some defensive stops, as long as Brooklyn can make some defensive stops, Brooklyn is the home team, so Brooklyn should pull this game out. I think that Brooklyn will win tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it'll be a close game throughout. And then maybe Brooklyn pulls away in the end. Brooklyn pulls away in the last few minutes of the game to win that game fairly easily. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think that in the end they'll pull away and they'll just be shooting free throws to kind of ice the game. And so I think if Brooklyn pulls that out this time, I think that's going to be a tough series. I think the home team will probably end up winning every game. And it's going to end up, it may go to 7 games. But if Brooklyn goes up 3-2 and they go back to Milwaukee, they may close it out in Milwaukee. It's possible. I can see Brooklyn closing that out in 6. So right now I'm going to say, that game, that series goes, I'm going to say that series goes 7 right now. I'm going to say that series goes 7. And Brooklyn puts it out at home. It's a tough series, hard-fought series. Because I have a lot of faith in Milwaukee Bucks and their scoring. They have a lot of people who put up points. Not as high as Brooklyn's big 3, but after Kyrie, who do you got? So one of those guys is struggling. It looks like Milwaukee has better defense as well, and so I look for that game, that series to go 7 games. Brooklyn can close it out at home in Game 7. So if we go to let's go to the West to let's see who plays next. Let's just go by whoever plays next. So I already called Dallas and the Clippers play on Sunday. So I already called that the Clippers are going to pull that out in Game 7. Kawhi's going to have another big game, and Paul George will have to have a good game. He will have to have a big game. He'll have to score about 26, 28 points, I think, for Clippers to pull that out. But I see them pulling that out, and I think that'll be a close game. I could see that game going into overtime, and then the Clippers pulling away in overtime. But that will be a good closeout game for the Clippers. Be a hot-fought series. The home team has lost every game, so Clippers going to have to pull out a home game in that one. And then Atlanta, Philadelphia, that's the next series. The next series, here's the thing about that one. Embiid is out. Joel Embiid is out. Apparently he has a lateral meniscus tear. I don't know how big it is, but I don't expect Embiid to play that first game against Atlanta. I do not see Embiid playing. He may be out for the whole series. I don't know, but for sure that first game, maybe those first 2 games, Embiid will. I don't see him playing with it, even if it's a minor tear in his lateral meniscus. I don't see Embiid, and I think Atlanta could sneak out one of those games and pull out a game against Philadelphia and actually give them a chance to win that series without Embiid. Simmons is going to have to come up big. He's only been averaging 14 points a game. He's going to have to average 20 points a game or better in this series with Embiid out. He's going to have to average about 20 points a game or better in order to pull this out. Danny Green's going to have to come up big. I know Seth Curry had a big game to close out the series with Embiid out. He had like a 30-point game. But Seth Curry, he's not going to give you that in game in and game out. If Seth Curry, he might be the X factor in that game for the 76ers. If Seth Curry can average above 20 points a game against Atlanta, they can come out on top in that series. But I think with Embiid out, like I said, I think the Hawks pull one of those home games out. I don't know if they'll do it today. It's possible. The best time to pull out a road win is that first game. So if the Hawks can pull it out today, Trae Young can have a big game. The only problem with the Hawks is that they don't have a lot of scoring behind Trae Young. Everybody else has been inconsistent. I mean, Trae Young's 29 points and 10 assists per game. Lou Williams is going to have to come up big, I think. Bogdanovich is going to have to come up big, and so is Jay Collins. They're all going to have to play really well. Jay Collins is only averaging 12 points a game in the postseason, and his regular season average is 17 points a game, so his average is down. Hunter is averaging 10 points a game in the post series. He's going to be a key in that game as well. But I think I'm going to say the Hawks pull it out on Sunday. The Hawks pull it out, steal game 1, and make this a real series. I think the Hawks and Trae Young are riding high after their win. They're putting the Knicks out. So I think I really think that Atlanta is going to pull that out, steal game 1, and make this a real series. And who knows? It may go 7. It depends. I don't know if Embiid doesn't come back. Atlanta's going to win that series. If Embiid comes back sometime in that series, 76ers may end up making that a 7-game series. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to predict. Wow. I'm going to say Atlanta upsets the 76ers. With Joel Embiid being out, I think Atlanta upsets the 76ers and wins that series in 6. That's my prediction right now. That Atlanta's going to upset the 76ers with Joel Embiid out. All right, so here we go. Next in the West, we have, let's see if we got Canteen in. He's not in. So he was running late. He was my guest. So Les is out, like I said, there with his father. And Canteen was running late on me, so I'm here by myself. So this may be an abbreviated show, but that's all right. We're doing episode 6 of the Les and Flow Sports Show. Follow us on Facebook. We appreciate it. I think we got 73 people have joined the Facebook group page. I appreciate all those who have joined that Facebook page. Please post on that Facebook page, some content, some articles that you want to put on there, some memes, as long as nothing's vulgar or obscene. Post some stuff in there on sports, trash talk or whatever. That's fine. Get on there and post on that group page, the Les and Flow Sports Show group page on Facebook. And I appreciate all those who have joined that Facebook page. All right, so see Denver and Phoenix. That first game. Let's see. That first game will be on Monday. That's when that series starts. Right now, Phoenix is a 4-point favorite in that game. I think it still comes down to CP3. I think if CP3 is healthy and he comes back and he plays well, he's somewhat healthy or pretty much mostly healthy. That's gonna be a tough series. The Joker has been playing fairly well. I think he's been averaging 26 points a game with 10 assists, right? Yeah. Well, 8 assists and 10 rebounds. I think Ayton's going to be a big part of that game. I think if DeAndre Ayton can have a big series, that'll help them because most of your scoring is going to come from Devin Booker. You don't have a lot of big scorers there. Man, I'm trying to figure out who else is going to give you points in that series from Phoenix. That's the only problem I have with Phoenix, is that you don't have a lot of people giving you a lot of scoring. DeAndre Ayton's going to have to come up big. Devin Booker, of course, is going to have to, get his average of 29 points. But beyond that, I mean, Jay Crowder has been averaging 11 points. Cameron Payne has looked pretty good. He's giving you 12 points. Cameron Payne might be the X factor in that game, in that series. Cameron Payne may have to up his average. He may have to average 15 points a game for the Suns to pull that out, that series out. I'm going to say that as far as his first game, the Suns pull it out. The Suns pull out and win this game. As long as Chris Paul is there, I think he's vital to that series, vital to that franchise. That if Chris Paul is there and he's able to play, even if he only gives you 26, 28 minutes, I think Chris Paul, just being on the court, he's a good distributor. He can get a few points when they need him. He's one of those guys that can give you some points and go get some points or go get an assist, draw some attention from the defense, and kick it out to somebody who's open, making great basketball plays. So I think if Chris Paul is healthy and is able to play at least 28 minutes, something like that, maybe 30 minutes, that Phoenix will pull that out. I think they will win that game, and I'm gonna say Phoenix. Devin Booker had a breakout game to close out the Lakers. I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6 in that series. Phoenix in 6. Phoenix will close it out in 6 games. I wouldn't be surprised if they won it in 5, but that would be really, really, really hard, I think, because Denver's a good team. They're a solid team. But I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6 in that series to win that series and move on to the next. And who do we got? So the next, I guess the final one, yep. According to me, The West will be the Utah versus the Clippers. Um, if it's the Mavs, then this won't pan out. But I think the Clippers are going to pull out that Game 7. So I'm going to go assuming that the Clippers win. So it'll be Utah versus the Clippers. Whew. That's going to be a good series. I think that Utah's a really good team. They showed they were really good when Donovan Mitchell was playing. They're tough to beat. Donovan Mitchell, carries a lot of the scoring duties in that as far as the Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson has played well. He won Sixth Man of the Year. He's been averaging 18 points a game. You have Mike Conley, who plays really well. Rudy Gobert gives you 17 points. He's a defensive guy in the middle. Man, it's gonna be hard for the Clippers to beat Utah. That's gonna be a tough series, and even though the Clippers, wow, that's gonna be a tough one to call, because I think Utah has been playing really well, especially when Donovan Mitchell came back. He's your scoring leader. Man, I'm gonna say, wow, the Clippers have struggled. Even though they're gonna pull it out against the Mavs. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna say that series goes 7 games. I don't know. I mean, it may go back and forth. I think the Clippers will probably lose a home game, and then they're gonna have to. Well, yeah, they're gonna have to win 2 road games probably, because if they lose a home game, they're gonna have to win one on the road, and then they're gonna have to. In Game 7, they're gonna have to win that game in Utah. So I think that's gonna go another 7 games. The Clippers are gonna go another 7 games. Not because they're not gonna play well, but I just think Utah is a tough team, and they're gonna be hard to beat and take down. Because they have a lot of guys who can score and put up points. Conley has been playing well. Jordan Clarkson has been playing well. Rudy Gobert has been playing. He's averaging 17 points a game and 13 rebounds and like 3 blocks. I mean, he's really doing well, clogging up that middle. So it's going to be tough for George and Leonard to get points in the paint a little bit. I think they can still get some of their points. So I think it just all depends how bad the Clippers want it, what they've learned from beating the Mavs. I'm assuming they're going to beat the Mavs. So if they learn from that series a lot of things and they're able to adjust, it'll go 7 games. And man, I'm going to say that the Utah Jazz win that series in 7. I think that's what I'm going to say. Utah Jazz win that series. I'm going to probably be rooting for the Clippers, but right now I see the Utah winning that series in 7 games. I think I flipped over. I was going to go with the Clippers, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still up in the air on that one. I think it's going to go 7 games either way. Whoever wins that series is going 7 games. I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz winning it, and I'll root for the Clippers. Hopefully they can pull it out, but I think the Jazz are going to win that series in 7. So, all right, there we go. Those are what I think is going to happen in the series in these next round. Let me know what you think. Put in there in the comments what you think. Like and share this show. It's just me today, Les and Flo, no Les, because if you were here at the beginning of the show, Les is out with his dad. His dad is in the hospital. Please pray for his dad and pray for Les and his family as they're going through this difficult time. Like I said, I know what that's like when your dad is sick and things aren't looking good. And so please continue to keep them in your prayers and your thoughts. Like I said, this show goes out. It's dedicated to Les's dad. Les told me to keep it going, so I did. Like I said, I'm not into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. It's going to be an abbreviated show because it's just tough for me to go on. I wanted to get those predictions out for you guys. I appreciate you guys watching the show, supporting it, all those on the Facebook page, on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. Any subscribers, anybody who watches, please like and share the Les and Flo Sports Show. Hopefully my partner Les will be back next week. I pray his dad's going to be okay. And so just keep like I said, I thank you for everybody who supported the page, who's joined the Facebook page. Please share it with your friends, those in the group, in the Facebook group. share with friends, like, comment. If you see this on the repeat, after the live's over, please like and share, comment, do whatever. I read pretty much every comment that goes on there. Whenever I go back and see the show. So anyway, like I said, it's a rough time right now, kind of somber time with Les's dad being ill, and yeah. So it's been a rough week for everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Les and Flow Sports Show, episode 6, a little abbreviated. My partner Canteen, who was gonna be a guest, he did not show up either. He was running late. I don't know if he was stuck in traffic or what, but yeah, he didn't make it. And like I said, it's rough for me. I just wanted to get through the NBA playoffs and kind of give my predictions and put that out there, at least have a show today, even though I kind of wanted to cancel today. But hey, that's the show. We appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. I appreciate you. God bless. And we'll see you next time, okay? We'll see you next time on the Les and Flow Sports Show. We'll be back for episode 7. Like I said, my son said, if you can make it 7, then that means that you've got something that may be sustainable. So I'm hoping that we're able to make it to 7 shows. Next week will be our 7th episode, and that'll be a key for us. And so we'll see you next time on the Let's Flow Sports Show. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me your predictions for the series. I gave you my predictions today. Who's going to win those series? And who's going to win those NBA playoff series? Let me know what you guys think as far as who's going to win those series. And see if I'm right. I've been right so far. I've been pretty good. So Let's Flow Sports Show. We'll see you next time. God bless you.